Welcome to Dark Love Psychology. Have you ever noticed this paradox? She says she doesn't care. She acts indifferent, but her behavior tells a completely different story. This isn't confusion. This isn't randomness. This is psychology. Today, we're breaking down why women pretend not to care, especially when they actually do. The first reason is simple but powerful: self-protection. When a woman starts to develop genuine emotional feelings, she steps onto uncertain ground. She becomes vulnerable. This isn't a weakness, it's an opening of the self, and with that opening comes profound risk. The risk of rejection, the sting of disappointment, the unsettling loss of emotional control. In the face of these potential threats, pretending not to care becomes a defensive shield, a carefully constructed fortress around her heart. It's a preemptive measure, born from the instinct to preserve her own peace before it can be disturbed. This behavior is often rooted in past experiences. A previous relationship where her enthusiasm was met with indifference, or where her vulnerability was exploited, can leave a lasting imprint. Her mind subconsciously registers emotional investment as a precursor to pain. So even when she genuinely likes you, her actions are dictated by this protective programming. Instead of texting you first to share a thought, she waits, battling the impulse. Instead of letting her excitement show when you make plans, she keeps her tone measured and neutral. It's not because she's cold or uninterested. On the contrary, the caution she exercises is often directly proportional to how much she's starting to feel. The more she cares, the higher the stakes, and the thicker the armor she feels compelled to wear. Inside, she might be replaying your conversations, smiling at your jokes, and eagerly anticipating your next move. But on the outside, she presents a calm, almost detached facade. This disconnect between her internal world and her external behavior is the core of her self-protection strategy. She doesn't want to expose the depth of her feelings, fearing it might give away her power or scare you away. Indifference becomes her armor. Every delayed text, every casual shrug, every deflected compliment is another layer of defense. She is testing the waters and testing you. She wants to see if you are consistent, if your interest is genuine, and if you are a safe person with whom she can eventually lower her guard. She is waiting for a signal that her vulnerability will be met with respect and care, not with carelessness or rejection. So, what is the takeaway here? The actionable step is to practice patient consistency. Instead of mirroring her perceived indifference or pulling away out of confusion, maintain a steady, gentle pursuit. Continue to initiate. Show your interest clearly but without pressure, and create a safe environment. Your reliability is the key that will eventually unlock the door to her fortress. It demonstrates that you are trustworthy, allowing her to feel secure enough to slowly dismantle her own defenses and show you the genuine warmth she's been protecting. Attraction involves power dynamics, whether people admit it or not. This isn't about manipulation, but a fundamental human response to vulnerability. It operates on a subconscious principle. The person who cares more often feels less in control. In the delicate early stages of a connection, this imbalance can feel like a threat. So, pretending not to care becomes a shield, a calculated strategy to retain leverage and protect the self from potential pain. It's a defense mechanism rooted in the fear that to show one's hand is to risk losing the game before it has even truly begun. This strategy manifests in subtle, deliberate actions. She deliberately delays replies to a text, letting hours pass to signal she has other priorities. She keeps conversations brief and superficial, steering clear of deep emotional territory. She actively avoids giving compliments, even when she feels a genuine sense of admiration. Why? Because each expression of interest feels like a concession, a small surrender of power. It's a paradox. The very feelings that should draw people closer are withheld for fear of pushing them away, or worse, being taken for granted. She believes that showing her interest too early is like giving away a map of her vulnerabilities. In her mind, a quiet negotiation is taking place. The internal monologue is a constant loop of self-preservation. If I don't care, I can't be hurt. This mantra is a fortress built to withstand the sting of rejection or the slow ache of unreciprocated feelings. It's a belief that emotional armor is the only way to navigate the unpredictable landscape of human connection. The cost of this protection, however, is the very intimacy she may secretly crave. The fortress that keeps out the pain also keeps out the joy. Consider the contrast. One person sends a thoughtful message, an open-hearted bid for connection. The other receives it, reads it, and makes a conscious decision to wait. For the sender, there is a moment of vulnerability. For the receiver, a moment of power. This small digital interaction becomes a microcosm of the entire dynamic. The longer the silence stretches, the more the power shifts. The one waiting feels a growing sense of unease, while the one withholding feels a reinforced sense of control. This isn't a game with winners, only a cycle that perpetuates distance. The actionable takeaway here is to recognize this dynamic not as a flaw, but as a common fear. The strategy of indifference is a symptom of a deeper anxiety about worthiness and rejection. Instead of mirroring this behavior and escalating the emotional distance, the alternative is to practice calibrated vulnerability. This means expressing interest honestly, but without attachment to the outcome. It is to offer a compliment or send a text not as a bid for power, but as a simple, authentic expression. This approach breaks the cycle. It reclaims power not by withholding, but by demonstrating that your self-worth is not dependent on another's reaction. It is the quiet confidence to show you care without fearing the consequences. Sometimes indifference is a test, not a malicious one, but an instinctive one. She wants to see. Will you chase harder? Will you get insecure? Will you lose composure? Or will you stay grounded? Example. She suddenly becomes less responsive. She acts distant for no obvious reason. If you panic, overtext, or demand reassurance, the test is failed. If you remain calm, consistent, and self-contained, attraction often increases. Many women learned, through experience, that showing care too openly led to pain. Past relationships taught them caring equals losing, so now they hide it. Now she protects herself by acting detached, even when she feels deeply. This isn't manipulation, it's emotional survival. Caring emotionally often leads toward commitment, and commitment brings responsibility. Pretending not to care allows her to delay that pressure. Why? Because admitting care means facing decisions she's not ready for. Indifference buys time. Sometimes pretending not to care is a signal, not rejection. She's watching to see if you can lead emotionally without reassurance. She doesn't validate you verbally. She doesn't chase. She stays slightly reserved. If you continue leading, planning, staying calm, holding your frame, she feels safe leaning in later. She's not cold, she's waiting. Here's the key distinction. When she truly doesn't care, she disappears completely. No curiosity, no emotional reactions. When she pretends not to care, she watches, she reacts subtly, she remembers details, she responds emotionally, even if quietly. The energy is still there, just restrained. As we conclude, let's distill the essence of what we've discussed. The journey of attraction is not a chase, but a dance of mutual respect and self-possession. When a woman pretends not to care or pulls away, your reaction is the ultimate test. The worst thing you can do is chase the mask she's wearing, trying to force a connection, demanding reassurance, or questioning her every mood. These actions only reinforce the distance. It's like trying to grab smoke with your hands. The harder you grasp, the faster it dissipates. You inadvertently communicate that your emotional state is dependent on her, which is the very opposite of attractive. Instead, embrace the power of calm confidence. This isn't about being cold or aloof. It's about being anchored in your own life, your own purpose. Calm confidence does more than pressure ever will, because it stems from a place of internal validation, not external need. It shows that your world continues to turn, with or without her constant approval. This is the foundation of masculine energy that creates a sense of safety and intrigue. Stability speaks louder than reassurance. While words can be fleeting, your consistent, unshakable demeanor becomes a fact. You become a fixed point in her emotional landscape, a harbor she can navigate toward, rather than a volatile sea she has to survive. So, let her reveal her care at her own pace. By pulling back your excessive energy, you create a vacuum. You give her the space to miss you, to wonder about you, to feel her own desire to connect. You remain grounded, centered, and self-respecting. This is your non-negotiable frame. Your focus remains on your mission, your fitness, your growth. You are not waiting by the phone. You are building an empire, however small. That's where real, lasting attraction grows. It blossoms not from pressure or pursuit, but from a place of genuine strength and mutual admiration. Here is your final, actionable takeaway. For the next week, practice the art of the positive pullback. If you sense her pulling away, don't chase. Instead, match her energy, and then redirect your own focus to a productive, self-improving task. Go to the gym, read a book, work on your project. Do not text her about it. Let your actions, not your words, demonstrate your self-reliance. This isn't a game. It's a fundamental shift in your orientation, from seeking validation to embodying value. This is the path to becoming the man she not only wants, but respects. If you found this video helpful and are committed to your journey of self-improvement, give it a thumbs up. Share it with a man who might need to hear this message. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into the dynamics of attraction and self-mastery. Thanks for watching until the end. See you in the next video.